The arbiter of all things in Poland is the Roman Catholic Church, and the most outspoken is this priest, Tadeusz Izakowicz-Zaleski, high up in the hills outside Krakow.
Janusz Walus nie jest bohaterem w Polsce. Jest to postać tragiczna, emigrant, który był antykomunistą, ale który użył przemocy, dokonał zabójstwa. Natomiast cały ruch antykomunistyczny w Polsce, oparty o ideały Solidarności, mówił, bez użycia przemocy należy zmieniać władzę. Dlatego zabójstwo nie jest rzeczą pozytywną.
Michał Ziklas is a journalist at the Polish newspaper Fakt in Katowice and has written a book about Janusz Walus. Janusz's decision to shoot Chris Hani was formed because of his experience in Poland with communism.
Partly, I would say that yes, that Janusz Walus, he was born here in Poland, so he had his bad experience about the communist regime, about how the life in Poland was in that period. He was working together with his father. They had a glass factory in Poland. It was like a private sector. It was very difficult for them because, the communist government, fought against such a people.
What do Polish people think of Janusz Walus?
In 1993, it was quite famous here. But, now most of people don't remember about the case, except the National Front, who sent postcards for Christmas, postcards for Easter. For them, he's like a hero, because he was fighting with the communism.
What impression have you gained about Janusz Walus?
I would say that he's very strong mentally, he's very strong physically, he's very close to the church now, so he changed.
It seems to me that the man who was very fondly called Kuba in Poland and the man who then joined the AWB in South Africa were two quite different people.
His explanation was, I'm sorry for taking someone else's life, but Africa was in turmoil. Someone has to do this, and I did it. He treats himself as a political prisoner. He wrote in this that until the last moment, I was not sure what's going to happen. I was expecting that his bodyguards may appear with a rifle AK-47. He was expecting that he will be killed, yes.
In a bizarre twist, it turns out that South Africa was not the first place Janusz Walus wanted to immigrate to, and that he'd been investigated by the Polish secret police. This here in my hand is the SB's report on Janusz Walus. There was an investigation into his movements in the early 1980s when he applied for a passport because he wanted to immigrate to Tunisia. They turned him down, but he was finally granted a passport to South Africa, and the rest is tragic history. Janusz Walus's father has died, his ex-wife has died, but his daughter Eva is living in Poland. She leads a quiet life and doesn't want to be in the center of a storm that involves murder in a strange land. But after my journey across Poland, she agrees to meet me in the town of Radom. A former journalist, she has just had a baby. She appears sensitive and alarmed when she hears the word murder and her father in one sentence. She has her father's eyes.
People say that I am similar to him, maybe to Mom as well, but not so strongly.
Explain your necklace to us.
It was a gift from my dad to my mom when we were in South Africa in 1980. I think about those days sometimes when I wear it.
She was 15 when he killed Chris Hani.
I remember the first news on the TV, and it was no name of this Polish immigrant, but unfortunately later we find out that it was him. I think he knows that it's painful for me even hear about it, and I suppose it has to be really a necessity for him.
Does your dad ever discuss Chris Hani's widow or his children?
He said once that he would like them to forgive him.
Have you forgiven your dad?
I think I have no choice. I have to think about him as a father, and I think he paid really high price for it. Even if he was wrong, I think that the price is sufficient now.
We say goodbye, and I think that Eva Walus is sorry that the whole thing happened. But I also get the sense that she thinks he killed a communist, an enemy, and they have all suffered enough.
Come on.
Too much for me.
What you are doing is for the people. It's not for your own sake.
Związek Radziecki
The Soviet
był
Union
zaangażowany w niemal każdy
was
zbrojny konflikt.
involved in almost every armed conflict in the world.
He insists he acted alone. Maybe Kuba thought he was going to become a hero, that killing the leader of the African National Congress's armed wing, Umkhonto we Sizwe, would be this quiet man's internal act of revolution.
Według mnie, moje przypuszczenia, po tych 20 latach jego niewoli jest takie, że dlaczego on to zrobił? Pytanie, odpowiedź. Przypuszczam, w nim się coś złamało.
An immigrant in a faraway place who joins the AWB to fit in somewhere. Didn't he know that Chris Hani supported negotiations over armed struggle? That for so many, communism in Africa was a means of liberation and not oppression, as it was in Eastern Europe? That Chris Hani was not South Africa's answer to Joseph Stalin? Maybe this was a case of lost in translation. Just lost. Everyone lost.